USA versus Canada. US military versus our ball baby, subject Canadian, low-life degenerate military pus. Pus. Can't make this up. Mefloquine, a drug that now this group that says anti-vax, Canadian dumb shit, no good goddams. I just used the Lord's name in vain. And like Donald J. Trump, are we going to heaven? Folks, I don't know if I'm ever going to go to heaven, but I know this. I loved more people in my time than anybody else I know, and I always gave the truth, and I love my children more than my life itself. I would sacrifice it. Folks, anti-vax has turned it up a notch. I've got massive messaging. I got Americans messaging me. They went through this. And there is a ball baby. A ball baby. And in the link of this title, I call it Dude Awakening. Dude Awakening. I'm going to tell you about Ivermectin, a malaria drug. And just so Canadians know, in your fucking mass immigration, you call for the worst fucking diseases to be imported into the country known as Canada. Your stillbirths, all of it, all imported, dumped on you. And then you got your soldiers. I can't do a chin-up. Where? I have PSD. American soldiers, they've got PSD. American soldiers, they fight conflicts everywhere in the world, way beyond any Canadian. And the next time I hear a fucking Canadian soldier go off the charts and start talking about the greatness of the fascist poppy, yeah, you idiot. That poppy represents heroin, opiates, and every crisis the Canadians and the Canadian military have. Your crown, your government. USA quit playing that game in the 50s. They abolished the poppy. They abolished Remembrance Day. It's gone. They got 2 replacement holidays, and they educate their Americans, the American citizens, on the truth. Malaria drugs, especially drugs for preventative contraction of this parasite, is paramount. You'll lose your liver. Depending on which strain you contract, you'll lose your life. You'll lose your life. One mosquito bite can cost you your life. The Americans have drugs. Ivermectin, everybody, is an anti-insect repellent. It takes the microscopic insects called parasites out of bites from insects from all over the world. Ivermectin is one of those drugs. Ivermectin is a great anti-parasite drug. Does it work on 100% of the world's population of human beings? The answer is no. No! I could do so many series just on the truth of the American military complex and their love of the American citizen, Indian or American, 2 equals, and what the American military has gone through. The soldiers of the United States, the most powerful military in the world, who's had many, many mandatory drugs, injections, and everything else to wherewithal for the American citizens domestically at home in what we know as North America. Is this the same for Canada or Mexico? Of course, the answer is no. Absolutely not. Zero, zip, zilch. In fact, everything the American military and all serving members have gone through in drugs, injections, to fight wars in every continent of the world, fight wars with the best tools and medicines at hand to keep those soldiers strong, with, yes, drastically higher drug-related illnesses and complications from, yes, vaccines, injections, treatments, preventatives. American soldiers have taken that beyond every other military in the entire world today. Today, beyond any boundaries of anything any Canadian would ever know. Any ball baby, low-life degenerate Canadian Armed Forces has ever gone through, and ball babies about, is nowhere in comparison to what Americans go through and are mandated to go through for the people of America, because they have equality of the persons. I work in an industry where I take tons of toxins. I even take more radiation in the last 4 years than more than 41.625 million Canadians have ever taken. I take toxins like nobody else. I do that every day of my life. I know what I'm taking. I know what I get. I do that for limited compensation. Just like American troops had to get military and police security clearance. That's what it takes. You want to go around the world? You want to play in industries that are absent of a bulk of 99.997% of the population? You will learn these things, you will accept these things, or move on to something else. Canadians can't do that. I'm a subject. I'm a victim. Wah, wah, wah. Ivermectin does not work on a vast majority of the human population. It's a drug for animals, specific animals, and it doesn't even work on all animals. Does it work? Is it an anti-parasite drug? Sure. As are mass amounts that Canadians and even Americans have never heard of because they don't have to take them. American troops take them all. Take them all. They have to take them all. Canadians cry. I don't want to take them. I don't want to fight for Canadians. I don't want to go in all these areas of the world. I'm a victim. LGBTQ. Cut my penis off. Call me a military. I want all these other drugs because somebody told me it'll work. As if the American military complex, who's fought in every major conflict throughout the entire world, hasn't tried by the American military serviceman and woman in all these conflicts globally. They have. I could do a part 2 and smash Canadians to absolute shit and bits. I really could. I could make you look like the most garbagey people in the world. And I am ashamed to be Canadian. I'm ashamed to be Albertan. I'm ashamed of everything about Canada. It's a joke. It's disgusting. It's wrong. Ivermectin is proven massive decades by the military complex, by brave American soldiers who gave it all, did every malaria anti-parasitic drug and every injection there's known to man American soldiers have had to do to fight for the freedom of Americans. And all those studies are available. And I'll tell you, whiny bitch, no good degenerate, lack of GDP funding, Canadian military, garbage, couldn't save a paper bag on the world stage. I'm sorry. If Canadians don't know this, and you whiny bitch, anti-vaxxer propagandists think you know anything, you know nothing to the Canadian or the American military, who's done all of it in plenty and has proved what drugs work and what drugs don't work just to keep the homeland safe beyond any other country in the world, hands down, 1,000,000 times over. Not your faggoty ass, and I hate to use that word, but I'm going to use it and that's going to cause me trouble. That faggoty ass European Union, that lame cut off dick Canadian military, and basically all the subjects of these systems. You know nothing about what Americans sacrifice each and every day of their lives on the altar of freedom beyond any other country in the world. They deserve our respect, our admiration, and you know what? All these goofball losers who lie. I have statistics that will blow you all out of the water and crush anti-vax as it really is, and crush the Canadian government and the regional governments as they are, and all the epic socialism and real pure fascism. When you pick up that poppy and you put it in your chest, you are the absolute socialist and fascist, dehumanizing piece of shit the world over. I dare you to go look at why USA doesn't celebrate the poppy, and mass drug abuse, fentanyl, opiates, and all the crises that actually infect the American military, because they've been all over the world, attacked over and over by every government, even the governments that they supposedly freed, the nations they've freed. If you ever want to see studies and medical truths, go look at the American military. Not your faggoty ass, ball baby Canadian military. I'm a victim. Can't even do a pull-up. Can't even do a push-up. It's pathetic. Pathetic. That's my video. And I think I will do a part 2 on vaccination and military. And I think I'm going to release everything the poor Americans have gone through since World War II. Beyond all others combined, they are less than 330 million people who've sacrificed militarily beyond all measure of the rest of the entire world of 9 billion people. And of course, Canada doesn't even compute. Faggoty, girly, bitchy Canada and its subjugation does not compute. I'm ashamed of the Canadian military. I'm ashamed of people who claim to be veterans and what they promote and what they say. When Americans for many, many decades in service for the entire world have gone through more than anyone in Canada could even minutely compare to. Minutely. Those stats are real. They're vibrant. That's the ultimate sacrifice on the altar of freedom. You can thank Americans for that. Brave soldiers who don't whine and cry, who live with adverse effects like nobody else in the entire world. And why? Because the rest of the world really isn't free. That's my video. Share, get it out there, because I'm going to start taking on some real organized, government-funded pieces of shit from the Canadian far left to the far right. And I'm going to bitch out and showcase the pure, low-life, degenerate dehumanization of what Canada really is and all its termite subjects. That's my video. Share, get it out there. Bye now.